All right, now continuing with the perspective room. Now that we have gone through the handout, and by the way, make sure you have your name and period on that. And then we have your back wall, which I went ahead and cut out with scissors, and also make sure you have your name and period written on this. Okay, we're ready to start the actual room. So you will need a large 12 by 18 sheet of paper. You will need a longer ruler that will reach all the way across. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So the first thing we need is your horizon line. So, good idea. We're going to have the horizon line, and just again, like before, we're going to measure twice and draw once. Get you a much straighter line that way. So on the left edge of the paper, we're going to get the ruler lined up so it's even with the paper. Okay, and we're going to go up with the horizon line to be, okay, we're going to go up 7.5 inches. So the long line between the 7 and the 8, you're going to put a dot there. That's going to be 7.5, so do it once on the left. Okay, we'll come over here on the right. Same thing, line up the end of the ruler so it's even with the bottom of the paper. Okay, hold it in place, and then you're going to go ahead and put a dot by the 7.5 mark over here. The long line between the 7 and the 8. So now we've measured twice. We've got the 2 dots. Okay, and now you put your ruler horizontally all the way across. Again, very, very important that you kind of spread your hand out like this on the ruler, then it won't move. If you put it in one spot and you go to draw, it's almost always going to move out of place. So make sure the ruler touches the 2 dots, goes all the way across the paper. Spread your hand out on the ruler, and then take your pencil and you just go across very lightly. So you're going off from the off edge of the paper through both dots and off the other edge of the paper. So there is your horizon line, which we will just label HL. Okay? And then right near the middle, okay, this is 18 inches across from one edge of the ruler to the other. Okay, there is an 18 over here, just the actual number's not there. So half of 18 is 9, so right in the middle, we will go ahead and put a dot at the 9-inch mark, which is the long line to the right of the 9. Going to go ahead and put a dot there. That is your VP, that is your vanishing point. So VP vanishing point. All right, and then you're going to take your back wall, which you already have, 5 inches by 5 inches. We want to go ahead and kind of center this. You should be able to see through the paper just a little bit. Okay, it's might not show up really well in the video, but I can see the horizon line and the vanishing point and the VP showing through the paper just a little bit. You want most paper for the back wall to be below the horizon line and not very much above. There's no like real exact amount for this. You want to have the vanishing point be right near the middle of this paper. Again, does not need to be exact. So it can be off just a little bit in just different directions, just a little. There's no exact place for this. So I'm going to go right here so I have not as much paper above the horizon line and a lot more paper below the horizon line. Okay, I'm going to hold that in place. Then I'm going to kind of sketch the back wall. If you angle your pencil outward and you just kind of sketch along the outside, you're going to get your back wall. If you go straight up and down or you angle it inwards like this, then you're going to have the paper just kind of bunch up like that, and you're going to mess up a lot. So just kind of take your pencil and just kind of lightly sketch around the outside for your back wall. Might need to turn the paper like what I'm doing. If you turn the pencil a weird way, it's not going to work as well. Just keep this hand really firm on the paper so it won't slide out of place. Again, I'm doing it sketchy, so I'm not hanging on to the end of the pencil, using the tip of the pencil, just really pushing down really hard with a lot of pressure. I'm just kind of choking back like this. Okay, and I'm kind of going around the outside, just really light, sketchy like this to get the back wall into place. Like that. And so if I make a mistake, it will erase really easy. Okay, and then I have the back wall sketched in place like that. Then make sure you keep this back wall. Okay, you don't want to get rid of that. All right, then what you do next is I've got the 4 corners of the back wall, and you're going to get the ceiling, the floor, and the 2 side walls. So what you do next, you take your ruler, and it needs to touch the vanishing point and the corner of the wall. So I have this point and I have this point right here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get the ruler in place. So it touches the vanishing point, corner of the wall. So all the way along the ruler, I've got the vanishing point and the corner of the wall touching. But I'm not going to start here at the vanishing point and start drawing out. I'm going to touch my pencil right here to the corner of the wall and then draw out. And now I've got one of the corners. So this is part of the floor, this is part of the wall. If I draw all the way from the vanishing point, then I'm just going to have all this extra erasing I'm going to have to do. So the ruler goes to the vanishing point, but then I actually start drawing from the corner of the wall and then draw out. All right, so just to show you that again. So the other corner. So I want the ruler to touch the vanishing point, okay, the corner of the wall right here. And then I'm going to take my pencil, again, spreading my fingers out on the ruler so it won't move. Put my pencil in the corner of the wall, and I'm going to draw out like that. So I'm not lining up the vanishing point or the corner of the wall to the corner of the paper. Okay, so it kind of goes like that. So I've got the floor done. I've got the back wall and the floor. So now I'm going to go ahead and do the ceiling, and then I'll be finishing the walls at the same time. So I have the vanishing point, the corner of the back wall, okay, both of those right there, touching the ruler, but I'm not going to put my pencil on the vanishing point. I'm going to put my pencil on the corner of the wall and then draw out. So I've got that line right there. And the last one to do, ruler touches the vanishing point, corner of the back wall, spread my fingers out on the ruler, put my pencil down right here on the corner of the back wall, and I'm going to draw out like that. All right, so when you get to this point, please let me check the room. Okay, so I've got the ceiling, the floor, the left wall, the right wall, the back wall. It's just like you just walked by the room, you're looking in a doorway, you open the door, and you're just seeing just a plain empty room. If these lines are incorrect, everything you add is going to be wrong. So at this point, please let me check your room to make sure this is okay, and then you're good to go. And what you're going to do, well, first of all, go ahead and write your name actually on the back of the paper. So name, period, on the back. Okay, so we don't have your name up here on the wall or ceiling or somewhere. Then what you're going to do is you're going to have your handout, and you're going to start going down the list on the handout. So the first thing you're going to do is a window, then you're going to do a door, then you're going to do a rug, and you're just going to start going right down the list. And it does not need to match the handout exactly. Maybe instead of having my window here on the left wall, maybe I want my window to be on the right wall. So instead of drawing the left line first and going to the vanishing point, if I do my window on the right wall, I'm going to draw the right line first, and then I'm going to go to the vanishing point. So this is just an example, a very simple, plain example that we went through just to show the order that we want to draw things and examples of what they can look like. All right, so you're ready to go ahead and start, starting with the window first. And remember, just please let me check your empty room before you actually get started on number one, the window. Thank you for following along. Thank you.